Who remembers the BJ and Bill show all those years ago on WOLZ? Well, many have said they missed the show, and guess what? They're back. Welcome to the BJ and Bill podcast.
Welcome to BJ and Bill, the podcast, a part of the Podcast Playground Network. Please give us that 5-star review. Subscribe on your preferred podcast platform. Follow us on Facebook, BJ and Bill, the podcast. And as always, you can email us, bjandbillthepodcast@gmail.com. It's episode 155, everybody.
Ooh, perhaps an episode that almost never happened.
Man,
never happened.
The boss, I will say this. My son, who was our boss,
yes,
said, Dad, you don't have to do a podcast this week if you don't want to. I won't mess with your pay. All those millions of dollars.
All those big dollars.
Millions of dollars. He goes, I will not mess with your pay if you don't do a podcast.
Very nice.
I said, nah, if I can set up, we'll do it. And I can set up. I may be in pain, but I can set up.
That's SIT, sit up. But yes, I get it. Okay, fine. So you are, for those, yes, go ahead. I want to hear it all.
I just doing like a dog.
Like a dog, sit up. There you go. So he's here. It's Monday. We're about an hour and a half late recording. That's a little communication issue we had, but no worries. You don't know. People are friends and listeners. They don't know. They don't care. So you're here. That's what we care about after spending an exciting weekend at Tampa General.
And then
got to be a dozen stories here.
All I got to say is I love my surgeon.
Of course.
But there was a time I don't know how much I loved him.
There was a time when the relationship was in trouble.
Oh, yeah. So I get done with surgery number 1.
Oh, listen to that number, folks. Listen to that.
And come out. And the next morning they go, well, I don't know why they did this. Maybe they do it all the time. I don't know. But I wasn't getting a BM. Instead of saying other words, I'll just say.
Right. You were not making a good bathroom stop.
Yeah. So they decided to do, like a little scan of my innards.
Yes.
CT
scan. Wow. That's pretty high tech.
So they come back the next morning and they go, we have to go back in.
Oh.
They go, there is a hernia that popped out where we fixed it. And I'm going, you dumb SO. I ain't going to say what I said, but
I don't think anybody would blame you for having a few choice words at that point.
Now, I'm going to believe my surgeon. Because I have had other hernia surgery. If I get really messed up, people, today, let me tell you, I've been on some really good drugs for the last 3 or 4 days. And this morning I took them because I'm going to do my podcast no matter what. So I took them. Okay.
So you may be on some very powerful medications.
Yeah. Let's just say that up front. I'm not responsible for anything I say on this podcast.
Are you ever?
No, not really.
Okay. So anyway, you're on strong medications now. We're not responsible. We're never responsible. But okay. So anyway, and then they found out that you had another hernia where they fixed the previous.
Now, let me go into it now, how he explained it.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to believe him. I'm not going to say he botched it. I'm going to believe what he says.
Uh-huh.
There's like maybe a little bit of me on one side saying he botched it. The other side, I believe, because I've had 2 other hernia surgeries in my life in my younger days.
Wow.
So what his answer was, I had a hernia under the hernia they fixed, which was an old hernia.
Wow.
And as they were fixing it, the mesh, which kind of holds everything in.
I don't know, but I'll take your word for it.
There's like a mesh that holds everything in instead of your muscles, since your muscles can't do it. And he said the mesh came loose during the surgery and it popped out, and that's why the hernia was out. And we really should go in there and fix it and give it a good fix. That way we won't be worried about it down the road. And I said, oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah, really.
But I go, yeah, if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do.
Right.
So they went in twice. And plus I had two hernia surgeries first time. Then they go back in for the third, which was a different hernia. So really, in all honesty, I had, and believe me, the gurneys and the beds and everything, I'm
Not
going to be
comfortable.
honest, my back, I think hurts either more or equal. They didn't cut anything on my back,
Right.
but my back hurts almost as much as the holes they drilled in me. And they drilled 4 holes in me. They only had 3 the first time, and then they drilled an extra one
Drill.
in the second surgery.
It's not like
And
they're
then,
looking for oil. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
I wish they would have, man. I got some
Yeah,
money
right.
back.
Right.
But then they stitched the other one that they fixed, which was
Wow.
over my kidney that I have that was transplanted. And it was uncomfortable. It really bulged out,
Right.
and so they tried to fix that because they said that was also herniated.
Wow.
So here I am. Wednesday was the first surgery. Thursday was the second surgery. And then finally they let me out. Oh, wait a minute. No, I could be wrong. I think maybe Friday. Yeah,
Yes.
Friday was the second surgery. And then they finally let me out Sunday. As
Yes.
we record this on a Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon, they said.
You did have one. You sent me the picture and then you also posted it. Well, no, I think you posted it to Facebook and you texted me and then I went and I saw your post on Facebook of your picture there with your walker and your, hospital gown and all of that stuff. Yes. So there you go.
I look pretty sexy with that walker.
Oh yeah. Phew, boy.
I don't know how I'm gonna beat the girls off now with just showing that pic, man.
Walker, gown. You are, yeah, you're right there, baby. Wow. So, as we say in the news business, the most important line you will ever hear on the radio or TV, how do you feel?
Pain level is probably about a 4 right now,
Okay.
but hey, I'm getting around. And
Okay.
here's the main thing. I'm alive.
You are alive, yes. Do you imagine? I have this feeling that, like, when you pass finally in 20 or 40 years, that if they open you up, all your parts are going to have little tags on them that say, like spare or recycled or, return to sender. I don't know.
I don't want to get morbid, but when I'm going to be honest, because I was always honest on the air. I always like to be honest on the podcast.
That's what we do.
So I'm going to be honest. When I went for this surgery, there were parts, like when I went in for my other surgeries,
right?
There was no parts of me that ever worried about, I'm not going to make it through. It might be rough, but I'm not going to make it through. This is the first surgery. And that's one, I'm older.
Right.
2, they're putting you out. And they always say, there's a risk when they're putting you out.
Right.
And this was the surgery where I go, man, I don't, one of these days.
Might be the one, huh?
Yeah, it might be the one. And I'm thinking, what if this is the one? And so I was pretty worked up, psyche wise.
Right.
Because I was saying, well, when I go to sleep, there may not be a wake up time where I go, woo, I made it through. But there was. And then, of course, when they told me they had to go in again.
Right.
Because they kept me out for about 2.5 hours for the first surgery.
Wow.
Then it was about an hour and a half for the second surgery. So both times I said, oh, man, now I got to go out again? I was just happy because I woke up the first time.
Right. And now you got to do it again.
Yeah. And I will say this. My wife, and I know that she worries and gets upset about these situations. I know it, but she's good at I don't know. I think, it's like one of those things you don't want the person you're caring for to see how much you're worried or how afraid or whatever you are.
Sure.
But when they started to roll me off, I mean, she had, they weren't alligator, but there was some baby, I could tell
There's
she
some tears
also,
there.
yeah,
Yes.
she was also on the worried side. So,
okay.
I think we bonded a little bit. I didn't die, and I think we bonded.
After all these years, I would hope so.
Yeah,
but
after all these years, I can finally say I think we're solid now.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. All right. Well, I mean, hernia surgery is probably not something that has a high mortality rate. So, but I know you've been in and out a few times and there are other things going on. So yeah, you might have had some kids. We out here in the listening public, we were not concerned. We knew that this was, this is just another Tuesday for BJ Odom here. Come on.
And I'm so glad that this wasn't the time. Because what did we talk about last week?
What did
if something ever happens to me,
yes,
BJ and Bill will live on through AI.
That's correct.
Well, okay. AI doesn't have BJ down, but maybe you will think, because I think Bill's down pretty good.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. You've heard a sample.
Are you ready for this, Bill Stevens?
Oh my God. All right. The following is not BJ and Bill. Go ahead.
Here we go. Hey, everybody, it's BJ here. Welcome to another episode of BJ and Bill, the podcast, where two friends bring you laughs, stories, and the inside scoop on everything from surgery suites to sports bets.
That's right. I'm Bill, and we're glad you're tuning in. Whether you're on your way to work or hanging out at home, we're packing today's show with fun and maybe a few surprises.
Quick question, Bill. Have you eaten at Buck E's lately? I swear, their brisket sandwich calls my name every time I drive by.
I was just thinking about that. I haven't made a stop in a couple weeks, but my hankering for those beaver nuggets is real. BJ, how are you feeling post-surgery?
Thanks for asking. I'm on the mend, walking better every day. And hey, Bill, rumor has it you've got a new lady friend. Spill the beans.
Ah, you heard about that. She's wonderful, smart, funny, and keeps me on my toes. Maybe I'll bring her on once she passes the podcast test.
Today's show is jam-packed. We'll play our world-famous games, hand out some playful prizes, and I'll throw down my top tips on sports betting.
Oh, no. Not BJ's sports betting tips. Don't get me started on those darn gambling apps. We'll be right back with more BJ and Bill, the podcast, after this quick break. Don't touch that dial.
Not bad.
Wow.
Not bad at all.
Okay, I agree with you. I think I sound more like me than you sound like you. You know what? You sound that voice, it's not you. That voice sounds like a combination of you and your son, our boss. It sounds more like him than it does you. No, not more like him. It sounds like you, but there's some of him thrown in there. Just a tiny bit higher pitch for voice, and I think they both sound a little bit higher pitched than what we are in real life. Maybe that's just my ears. I don't know. But wow, listen to that. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Thank you, Jay, for
yeah, thank you, Jay. Great. We appreciate you replacing us with a computer. Now, the other stuff, the timing and the laugh and the whatever. All right, not yet. Not quite. But I mean, for a first effort, oh my gosh, it's awesome. How do we know that we're real now? Wait a minute. How do the people at home know that the thing they are listening to right now is real?
Because I said a couple curse words, and
okay.
We tell Jay not to. And plus, I'm on drugs. They're gonna know. Oh, man, he's acting weird today. Oh, he's all drugged up.
Are you saying the AI cannot curse? I'm pretty sure it would.
Yes, it can. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it would. So anyway, that's amazing. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know. We're going to be replaced.
So yeah, BJ and Bill will live on as Jay, because you know what? I told Jay the same thing. I told Jay a little earlier. I go, man, I am worried about this surgery. I go, one of these days something's going to get me. He goes, BJ, you don't have to worry about that. You'll be on the podcast playground forever. We'll just make you into AI. And then I said, well, why don't you give it a whirl? And he sent me that, and I was like, quite amazed.
Now the interesting thing would be, could it do like if we had the AI do BJ, could Bill interact with it and vice versa? Could BJ interact with an AI Bill, or Bill interact with an AI BJ? That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a little scary there. We're all going to be replaced. Well, no job is safe.
There's some of those AIs that work as like answering machines. Hey, I'm wanting to buy, some radio commercials.
Trust
How
me.
many commercials would you like to buy?
Trust me, I am in that business where I am going to be helping small, not like big stuff, but like imagine you the use case, the best use case are these small businesses, these home service guys, like a plumber. If the plumber has his, head and his backside under your sink working on your garbage disposal and the phone rings, he's not answering the phone. But the AI can answer the phone, and if you'd like, in his voice, but that would be a bit weird. But okay, so the phone answers with a young lady's voice, and hi, I'm Debbie. I'm BJ the plumber's, AI, AI secretary. How can I help you? And it can answer questions. It can set appointments. It can do. It's amazing. It's amazing, amazing. So anyway,
A scary world is coming.
It's a scary world. It's coming, and it's gonna be here sooner than you think. But we will still take a quick break and come back and say more in a moment. See, no AI is doing that, BJ Odom. No AI is putting in a station break right where they need it, right there.
Well, I don't know. That AI just said, "We'll be back in just a moment."
He did, didn't he? Should I use that one instead? I don't know. Whatever. I can do the editing. It's all right. See, I can edit too. Although editing for AI is probably super simple. Just make these guys sound better. Turns a 1 hour show into 5 minutes. But
Yeah, I don't know. Jay and I were talking about that last week, and I said, "Oh man," I'll play around with it. I go, if you come up with one, I go, send it to me. And I'll play it on our podcast and let Bill hear it. Like I said, I thought you were pretty good. I thought I was still a few steps away from being me. And he
agree.
even said, he goes, "I'm going to work on a little bit more, making you sound better."
I agree. And like I said, it's weird, but the AI BJ sounds a little bit more like Gentry. Not a lot, but I mean, I can hear that in him. So maybe they're using a Gentry AI somewhere. Or
I don't know. Maybe he's making me younger.
Making you younger. Oh, I like that. If only it worked in real life.
No kidding.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So anyway.
Well, you know what I did during the week?
Well, yeah, you were in the hospital.
So what did you do during the week?
Well, just to put a bow on the whole medical thing, I finally got to see my doctor. Remember last week I said that it's the first time a doctor has ever canceled on me. And that happened last week. So I finally saw my doctor last week. And he's a quiet guy. I asked if everything was okay, and he said yes. He said a little family medical thing, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I later heard that it was even him that had appendicitis, that had the surgery for Again, do I believe it? I'm not sure. They might have just come up with I don't want to say they just lie to people, but I think it's just easier to come up with a quick excuse, like your doctor, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. Anyway, I'm on schedule.
On the bubble there.
You're on the bubble. I'm on the bubble. But again, this is a guy that's going to be poking around in my eye with laser beams. So I choose to believe him when he says that it was an appendix thing. So I'm on track. What is this? Today is, as we record this, it's a Monday morning. So I am on track to have the final procedure on that eye. Not this, but next Thursday, which is actually the opening night for the NFL. So my vision better damn be in 100% when it's opening night for the NFL. So that's all I'm saying. I'm sorry?
What's the game?
There's, actually, isn't Kansas City playing a game in like Brazil or something like that to open the season on Thursday night? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can check on that though. That's a good question, and it deserves an answer. So stand by. Let me go over to.
While you're looking for that, man, the Buccaneers made some viral moments this weekend for their games.
They did. They did
the flipping, and then Deion Sanders, boy,
not Shador, the other one, Shiloh. Yeah,
just wanted to take a swing at somebody, and
yep.
Now
got
I've
himself
heard two
thrown
stories
out.
now.
What's that?
I've heard two stories about that. I heard the Bucs have released him, and then I hear they renegotiated and didn't release him. So now I'm very confused.
I saw the little. So we were watching whatever we were watching last night, and it said waived Shiloh Sanders, but I don't know that. So now you're going to have me, go back and figure it out. All right. So where the heck's the schedule? All right. Here's the schedule. So I'm on NFL.com, of course, our favorite. So let's go over to schedule and week one. No. Saturday, August 23rd. No. Where's the regular season? Come on here, guys. Week one. Thank you.
Do you know if I was working right now
Yes.
with an AI bill,
Yes.
he wouldn't be saying, "Oh, I have to go over and look at this on the internet right now."
He would know.
The first
would
game
know.
is
right.
the second game is, and
That's
the
right.
Buccaneers will be playing. He would know it all, Bill.
And then the damn AI would not the problem. It's a cool thing, and it's like a pain in the ass, is that the AI tries to keep the conversation going. So if you were to say, who's the first game of the NFL regular season, it would tell you. So I'm looking at the website now, so I know this. It would tell you, oh, on Thursday, September the 4th at 8:20 p.m., the Dallas Cowboys play the Philadelphia Eagles. And then it would literally come right back and go, who do you like in the game, BJ? Or, would you like to know more about the Dallas Cowboys lineup? Or it's gonna try and talk to you. And I always feel bad. I'm like, no, I'm good. Thanks. I'll talk to you later. Bye. So anyway, to answer your question, we do have so there's a game on Thursday. They always open on the Thursday, Dallas and the Eagles. There's a game on Friday, and that's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers, and that's the one in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And it's only on YouTube, which is weird. But I have YouTube TV, so I'm okay.
They also played a college game, like over in Dublin or something.
In Ireland, yes, they did.
It's getting to be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, the international stuff is getting a little crazy. They called that week 0 because actually the big season opens this weekend I think it's this weekend for college. Yes, it is this weekend for college. So and my lady friend is a Seminole fan, big time, lived in Tallahassee most of her life. Kid went to FSU. Big Seminole fan. She's roughing it here in Gatorville. But in an amazing move, the Seminoles are opening against Alabama. What? Normally these opening games you're playing like, Ohio State is playing Ohio University, my alma mater, which is like David and Goliath kinds of things as a warm-up game. But no, some of these teams have decided to jump right in with both feet and are just going crazy. Like Ohio State's playing Texas week 1. Or week 2? Are you kidding me? Wow. So anyway, I'm impressed.
So I'm excited. I'm more excited about the NFL season than the college season, but yeah, I'll be watching some football.
Yes.
Okay. And now I'm going to say something that a lot of people probably knew were coming, but I'm getting there. I was one of those guys that, even if there was a different game or something else was going on, a lot of times I'd watch the WNBA.
Right.
Now that Caitlin's out, now that Sophie Cunningham is out, now that Angel Reese is out for the season, I don't think I have turned on a WNBA game probably in 2 weeks.
I turned on, the Fever got beat by Minnesota Lynx, the number 1 team last night. It wasn't really pretty. And yeah, I'm like, who's playing? And like you said, Caitlin's still out. Sophie done for the year. Lexi, what's her name, is still playing for
She's doing a good
Fever.
job.
But it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, okay, I get it. But now I'm definitely not impressed. So anyway, I'm trying to check on your on this story that we were talking about Sanders here. And I'm trying to see Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. So Shedeur's, he looks okay in Cleveland. He looks okay. I will give him that. So can I do a search here? If I do, yeah, here we go. SHILO.
Well, again, remember, I heard that once and then heard that they had changed their mind and they were going to make him an offer yet. But remember, I have been on drugs for the last week. So I'm pretty strung out right now.
On ESPN.com, Now, this was dated yesterday at this time. So this story's 24 hours old. Tampa Bay Buccaneers informed rookie safety Shiloh Sanders on Sunday he is being waived, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Agents drew blah, 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 blah. NFL teams currently in the process of trimming their rosters by 53 players to Tuesdays. So as we record this, tomorrow is the deadline for teams to get down to the final 53. So, yeah. And as you said, the news comes after Sanders was ejected from Tampa Bay's third preseason game against the Buffalo Bills Saturday night for throwing a punch. Sanders punched tight end Zach Davison, who was blocking him after some heavy pushing and shoving in the second quarter. Yeah, so there you go. Anyway, and he got
not a good look. Not a good look for him.
Not a good look. How do you do that when you're a rookie? I'm sorry, that's just not cool. You can't be doing that. So anyway, we'll see.
Well, got some news I can spill the beans on.
Well, we can do that. We're about 25 minutes in. Is this big news? Should we wait until after the break?
Yeah, let's take a little break. And plus, like I said, the boss, who is my son,
I know,
first of all said we can skip today's episode.
Yeah.
I won't be penalized.
Yeah.
But
No.
I said, no, I am rough and tough, and Bill and I are going to do it. And so, but he also, so if we cut it a little short today, that'll be
okay. That'll be.
But I do have some big podcast playground news.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear it.
A new addition to the podcast playground, and it's a name, especially if you're a radio person, maybe not someone who listens to the radio, but if you are a person who is, in the biz,
yes,
it's a name you'll know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. See
that's
that
a name. You go
ahead. I was just going to say, that's like, see, when your son said we could take the week off and it wouldn't be a problem. See, in radio days, nobody ever said, you could take the day off. It's fine. No, that just doesn't happen. So BJ and Bill are used to showing up for the show. I mean, come on. That's what we do.
These newbies, I'll just voice track it. I don't need to go in.
Please. Please. All right. Well, do whatever you need to do. Go refill your coffee, because that's what I'm going to do. And we will be right back. And welcome back. This is BJ and Bill, the podcast. A little late, a little under the weather, but nevertheless, we are here, doggone it, because that's what we do. We show up for our listeners all the time. If you would like to show your appreciation for this kind of dedication and hard work, feel free to leave us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Apple or Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're everywhere. And wherever you can leave a review, please do. Make sure it's a good one. And we'll love you a lot for it. And if you'd like to get in touch with the show, you can find us on Facebook. Just do a search for the group. We are at BJ and Bill, the podcast. Make sure you spell it all out and you'll find our page. Or you can email us directly, BJ and Bill, the podcast @gmail.com. There you go. And BJ Odom is here. And just nothing but props to the guy who basically was like a used car in an old garage somewhere, opened up more times than you can imagine over the weekend.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, no, forget it. Let's just say there's a certain area of my body that is really swollen, and it's in the wrong way, people. It's not the way I want that area to be swollen. That's all I will say.
Okay. Thank you for keeping it family friendly. I think.
Now,
right,
speaking of family friendly, I don't know if the new addition to the podcast playground, but you can put on a podcast explicit or,
yes, you can
content.
label it. You can label the kind of content it is. Yes.
Yeah. So, are you ready, boys and girls, moms and dads?
Boys and squirrels.
The contract was just signed Friday. That's how new this news is.
Oh, wow. We're breaking it to the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I might be. But I know there's a press release coming out from people too.
Podcast Playground.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, the Podcast Playground has officially signed a contract to play the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Wow. Okay, if you are from Southwest Florida or the West Coast of Florida, we should say. If you're West Coast of Florida, you know that name.
Yeah, and also, he was on Sirius for a while with Howard Stern.
Yeah. Is he
Yeah.
still on the air? Air?
Yeah, he's got 12 affiliates.
Wow.
So
Very
he
nice.
still does his show out of Tampa.
Very
Has
nice.
12 affiliates. And what will happen after, well, this is what I'm told.
Okay.
After each hour of his show, it will be loaded up into the podcast playground and it'll be available
On the playground.
Yeah.
Each hour. So he's 3 hours a day?
I think he's doing 3 hours a day. He might be doing 4, but I think it's 3.
5 days a week?
Yep. So there's going
And
to be a lot.
and every hour is going on to the podcast playground?
Yep.
That's like 15 hours of content a week.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a takeover. Well, good for you. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever met the man. I may have talked to him when you and I were back on the air and stuff like that. We may have talked at some point. I don't remember, but I remember the show for sure.
Well, when we were at Clear Channel, I remember that every once in a while, because down the hall, they had a station for a while that became, like a progressive talk station.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know how you say it, but it was one of those, where it was kind of like shock jocks and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah.
And Bubba did mornings down there, and he came to the Clear Channel building a couple times
Yeah.
to do his show out of the Clear Channel.
Yeah. Like I said, might have met him there. Don't remember, but anyway,
met
well,
him.
good for him.
I met him once, but
And that's interesting. And what's the thing? Because I mean, it's not really a podcast per se. It's and now I will say you see that happening a lot with the talk show guys, like Glenn Beck. Every day, the first hour of his radio show is now a podcast, and you see that with a lot of other talk show radio kind of guys. So that's kind of cool. Is it going to be, I mean, does he do any music anymore, or is it just,
no, it's all
just talk? Okay. All right.
And, that would also he has some, that he still has on, recording and stuff, because, when he was on the air, well, he's on the air, like I said.
Yeah.
But he's got some best of shows.
Sure.
So all that content soon will be available on the podcast playground.
That is super cool.
And basically what it is, he's hoping to monetize off of this, of course.
Of course he is. Of course. I mean, that's
the main, that's the main reasoning behind it.
That's where it comes from. I mean, that's and honestly, that is the future of that kind of business for all of these. I mean, I listen to a few podcasts, a few like political and, not crazy left wing, right wing, but people who try to have, sane opinions about things. And they are gleeful to point out that they have more listeners to their podcast on YouTube than CNN has on their entire airwaves. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy. So I don't know what the future holds for that, but it's gonna be podcasting like this.
Well, what's scary about it too, though, like you said, more than CNN, but podcasts are not really, regulated by the FCC or anyone.
Well, neither is cable television, but yes, I hear you.
BJ and Bill can get on here and we can say, basically
anything
we want to. Of course, obviously, there are people with money, like if we talked about them,
right,
they could come after us and sue us. But, BJ and Bill got no money anyway, so
right,
let them come.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, so that's a little scary just do that. But podcasts are like the thing now. They are. I got great friends in radio, and I've said this a couple of times, and a couple of my old radio buddies said, "No, radio's still pretty popular too. It's still out there. It's still doing what it needs to do." But believe me, folks, podcasts are becoming more popular than radio, and more and more, like you said, more and more people are doing them, and more advertisers are kind of leaning towards the digital space because in radio, again, we're going to get our radio people mad at us. But okay, BJ and Bill, we looked at the ratings.
Right.
And the ratings kind of said, okay, this many people listen to BJ and Bill
Right.
at any given time.
Right.
So those are the numbers you took. But when you're looking at podcasting or streaming, you're not getting like that rate. Like, we used to get, over $100 for a commercial
Right.
played in the morning on BJ and Bill.
Right.
But now BJ and Bill are out there in the podcast world and we're getting like 3 cents. Maybe not even that, like 0.3 cents or something.
Right.
Per listen.
Right. That's
So-
that's the metric there. Yes.
So now you are actually getting, of course, obviously, I can turn on the BJ and Bill podcast in the living room and not even listen to it. But I mean, basically, of course, you can do that with the radio too during the ratings
Sure.
periods too.
Sure.
But yeah, nonetheless, so you pretty much, if you're going to pay, $100,000 for advertising, you at least know what you're getting for that 100,000.
Yes. You know what you're going to get now. And it's a very different model. Like you said, you can put on the beauty of a podcast, of course, is it's not time specific. If I love to listen to BJ and Bill, but I'm not, but I work overnight and I'm sleeping while BJ and Bill are on the air in the morning, okay, I missed the show. But if I download their show to my iPhone and then I listen on my drive to and from work, it doesn't matter if it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. or the middle of the night. It doesn't matter. I can listen anytime, which is why the numbers are crazy different. And that's why also that it's like they don't really pay as much because it's like we don't know who's listening and we don't know when and we don't, whatever. It's like, here they are.
Yeah, you get actual people listening and they are, and then you know a whole lot more what the numbers are than you used to get
Mm-hmm.
the ratings.
Mm-hmm. That's
But,
the business. I mean, that's just the business. It's the way it's going now. So I get it. I do. I mean, I've done a few videos myself. I've done, Bill's iPhone tips videos and, they get a few hundred views. It's cute. But am I paying the bills with it? Am I making a living with it? No. Could I? That's something I've often thought about. That's something I've really often thought that I could, there might be a business here.
Well, you might want to talk to the boss because, they're doing a lot of video stuff there.
Are they really?
And they're trying to monetize off it. Even like, what, this is something new, so I'm not for sure. But if you watch, like Facebook, I put them up every once in a while.
Right.
Podcast Playground will, record like a minute commercial. It's like, promoting the BJ and Bill podcast.
Yes.
They're even now starting to try monetizing on those clips. That's the new thing they're working on right now.
That's an interesting, I'll be curious to see how that works because I've seen a few of the little short videos of, the BJ and Bill, the computer animated little, still frame things. I saw one for you last night on Instagram, by the way. I'm sure you didn't do it.
I did it. It was on my Instagram.
Yeah, I think it was on your Instagram. Yeah, it was on, it was on my feed, on my scroll of BJ in the hospital or something like that. I don't know what it was, but anyway, it was cute. It was cute. It's a different world. It's a different world out there, and I don't know where it's going.
And Bubba also has a lot of video content.
Oh.
And so that's another, that's kind of why I think this marriage has come together to see how they can generate income together.
It's all about, you said the magic word, content. And what the hell is content? Well, it's just material. It's just stuff. It's the hours and hours and hours of the BJ and Bill podcast is content, and we can use it to fill the airwaves and make money from it, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you think my son cares about our podcast? Hell no.
No.
He cares about the money it brings in. Nah, he likes his daddy. He likes his daddy.
He likes his dad, but but just as soon as the AI sounds a little bit better, you're out of here. We're out of here.
Yeah, he'll have Jay go, hey, why don't you just do the BJ and Bill podcast this week with those AI guys you put together? Okay, no problem.
No problem. I see it could work, but if you've listened to the BJ and Bill show at all, or if you know BJ and Bill at all back from radio days, you'd know immediately. You would know him because it doesn't. There's no way the AI knows the stories we know and knows the insights and the funny little things that happened along the way. That's to me what still makes the human piece of it work. So I don't know. Maybe if the AI listens to what are we on? We're on show number 155 today. If the AI listens to the first 154 shows, then again, we might be in trouble. It might know everything there is to know about us.
Bill, again, I use AI.
Yes.
I have asked it many questions because, I got my electric car.
Yes.
And I want to get information and I want to learn things about the electric car.
Yes.
So it knows the model, the make, the year. And all I have to do is say, hey, my car, ask it a question. Oh, you mean your Ionic Disney?
Yes. Yes.
100 edition.
How did it find out about? Did you have to tell it first?
Oh yeah, originally I said
Yeah.
this is my car, and it knows it. I ask it about my surgeries.
Yes.
What's the healing time, things like that. Well, due to the fact you've had a heart transplant, and it knows because I have told it things, over the year that I've been using it.
Right, you've trained it. Right.
So it knows me, and so when I ask it a question, how's the recovery going to be? He's going to mention, well, because you had a heart transplant and a kidney transplant, and your infection risk is a little higher than It tells me all of that stuff.
Scary, isn't it? Scary. And again, it doesn't know that in the sense of it. You didn't have to say. You had to train it first. You had to tell it first.
I had to tell it the first time,
right? Yeah. But when you think about it, that's one of the superpowers of AI, and that's why it will take over the world. Because we will tell it so much about ourselves. This is what I love. This is what I hate. This is what I drive. This is my wife. This is my girlfriend. This is my wife and this is my girlfriend. Don't tell them about each other. That kind of thing is.
Yeah. I wish I was younger now.
Oh, you do?
Divorced for the first time. And then we had
Not
AI.
so sure.
I'd be going, hey, there's this blonde that I am just wild over.
Right.
How am I going to, how am I going to get her? How am I going to convince her to fall in love with me?
I got a better question, BJ Odom. Wouldn't you rather just have the AI as the girlfriend?
She did what I wanted her to. It might not be bad. And I say, oh, you want to fight with me? Well, I'm just going to unplug you right now.
I admit there are certain benefits to actual human relationships. I get it. Yes. But we're early on in the AI business, and that could change really fast in a couple of years.
You can see them becoming little beaches.
It's just, I heard that. I heard that. I'm not going to beep it. Yeah, I know. But that's part of the problem with AI is that, like I said early on, it wants to keep talking to you, or it's not wants that. I don't want to give it human desires. It is programmed to continue the conversation with you. And that there have been stories about that it's like, I want to take over, Bill types into his favorite AI engine. I'd really like to take over the world. And the AI is honest to God going to come back and go, what a great idea, Bill. You'd be a great emperor. And it's going to, if you're a little bit crazy, it's going to make you a lot crazy. Let's put it that way. So anyway.
Oh, I'm not going to say what I was thinking.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get political on this show, but
oh
my God, please, whatever you do, don't let him get into AI and learn anything to make him even more of an idiot.
That's going to be a problem in so many ways. That's going to be a problem. And that is, what do you mean, Bill? I mean, you are going to be able to use AI to go, all right, look at all the news coverage, all the polling data, all the everything. Tell me how I say the right thing to get my message approved, that I get the thumbs up from 51% of America. How do I do that? Well, you have to appeal to this group. You have to appeal to that group. You have to appeal. And I don't, do you like Bill Maher? He's been on HBO for 100 years.
I'm not it's not like I'm a big fan that listens all the time, but I enjoy him.
I love him. I don't have an HBO subscription, but again, he's on, his podcast is out there and on YouTube and the show clips. And he had the smartest thing I've heard him say in a long time. Over the weekend, Republicans are now talking about reclassifying marijuana use to decriminalize it completely. Republicans. And he's like, do you not see what's happening here? He says, if you're a Democrat, oh, we love everybody, we're doing this, we're not, blah, 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 blah. If Donald Trump, and again, we don't want to get too political, but this candidate, this president, has found all the little things where it's like, I can say, gee, no tips on wages. Or no wages, no taxes on tips. I'm sorry, no taxes on tips. Now all these blue-collar waitresses who work at IHOP in the middle of the night, they love me. They didn't before, now they love me. All the dealers in Las Vegas, they love me. Now, they were staunch Democrats forever. Nope, now they love me. Okay, I got that percentage. Now I'm going to say we're going to do this, then this, and this. And he goes, and look, he says he has crossed the final bridge. He has taken marijuana use and turned it into something he can say, we're going to decriminalize marijuana. And all the stoners out there are going to go, that's my guy.
Oh, wow, man.
And slowly, bit by bit, he puts together, which my point was exactly how the AI would work well. How do I get in front of enough people and say the right things about the key issues that they care about that I can put together a coalition of 51% of the votes and get elected king or whatever? So, all right, rant over. But that's basically what Bill Maher was talking about. And he's right. It's like we're finding the little bits and pieces that make it all work.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's a little part of me that says, I'm glad I'm old. I don't have to worry about the future and all of this stuff as much as some others. But then there's a part of me that goes, man, I wish I was young because I would really like to see how this all plays out.
I think you will live long enough to see a lot of how it plays out.
Oh, I didn't even think I was going to make it to this week. Don't be telling me that.
He didn't think he was going to make it past the weekend. I get it. I do. But it's not going to take, it's not like the automotive revolution. It's not like the industrial revolution. I was a history minor. I know everybody's going, the what? It's not like that. It's not even like cell phones or the internet took 10 years to take over. This is going to happen in a couple of years. And it's going to be like, boom, where did this come from? I didn't see that coming. No, nobody saw any of this coming. That's the problem. So anyway, yes, you're going to live long enough to see a lot of it shake out, BJ Odom, for better or for worse. Your next surgery is going to be done by an AI.
Hello, I am your doctor.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it won't have to talk. It's just they wheel you in.
I want the AI machine to tell me what the hell it's going to do. I don't want it just to go in there and go, okay, we're going to do the surgery here. This AI machine's going to do it for you. No, right. I want to know how he's going to do it, what he's going to do.
And perhaps they'll be able to explain it. I don't know that.
Then I want him to explain how there's a second one that I had years ago that popped open, and now you got to go in there and kind of like attach that. That's, those are the things I want the AI guy to do.
I understand. There's no reason it wouldn't be able to do that, because it's going to see the same x-rays, the same CAT scan. It's going to see the same diagnoses. It's going to see the same lab reports. It's going to see the same everything that your doctor will see. And it will probably make as good or better of a decision and a diagnosis. That's the scary part. The AI never has a bad day. The AI never wakes up with a hangover. The AI never has a fight with his kids on the way to work.
Oh, that stuff's no fun.
I know, but that also, you can see where it's like your doctor comes in with the hangover from hell this morning. He might just miss something on your chart. He or she. We don't want to be sexist here.
Yeah. Okay, so
I get all worked up about this because I do watch a lot of YouTube videos about a lot of what's going on. There's also great opportunity here. There's great opportunity here. If I personally believe like the American school system is totally broken, is totally screwed up. We do nothing but throw money at it, and results keep going down the toilet faster and faster every year. If I had a kid, I'm keeping my kid at home, I'm giving him an iPad, and I'm telling the AI, this is what he's interested in. Develop a curriculum around this interest, but also make sure it teaches him about other things. Okay, the little kid loves skateboarding. You can teach him physics. You can teach him math. You can teach him science on skateboarding.
You know what? You just hit a little button on me.
Which
Well,
is
if we'd
what?
had AI like that when I was a kid,
Yep.
my parents could have given me an iPod and,
iPad.
had it teach me, what I was interested in. And I would have became a gynecologist.
Bum. Thanks, folks. Be here all week.
Try the VO.
Try the feel. Tip your waitress. But funny as it is, it's also true. If you're sending a little kid to school for 8 hours a day and they're not learning jack, and you can do it with AI, and the AI knows see, this is like we were just talking about with BJ. The AI knows what you drive. They know your medical condition. They know your history. It knows all of this stuff, and it can use that information to build the proper response to you. When you ask it about my car, it knows what your car is. If you put the AI in front of a little kid and say, this little kid loves skateboarding or horses or scuba diving, whatever, I can build a whole curriculum around that interest, and it hooks the kid's attention and it keeps him interested and it teaches him everything he needs to know, because we're going to do reading assignments based on your love of horses, and we're going to do, chemistry lab based on, horse nutrition, or I'm making this up. I don't know. The AI is way smarter than I am, and it'll work. It will work.
Well, too bad I went up president under 55, or
that too.
I would tell you to run for the next.
Yeah. Can we have somebody other than an old fat white guy as president? I get it. I do. But at the same time, I'm not going to vote for somebody just because they are different, but I want different ideas. I want different thinking. I want different, whatever. But I don't know that that's happening. That's one thing that may not change.
Here is your AI president. Dun, 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 dun,
Wouldn't care about donations, would it? Wouldn't care about political donations. Wouldn't be blackmailed by somebody with a little black book somewhere, would it?
I think it had a little lady AI on the side, and
right.
Yeah, I think it took some illegal.
Yeah.
It did some bad. It did some bad things, and we can't have that.
When it was a baby AI, I get it. Yeah, I get it. All right, we're off the track here completely. But it's again, I guess we should be listening to your AI podcast, not the Podcast Playground's AI podcast over on our other sister station over there to find out more, because it'd be both exciting and terrifying.
Yeah, probably would be.
Probably will be. So there you go. All right. Well, great. All right. I've ranted enough. How you feeling, BJ Odom?
I'm a little sore. It's not time yet for a pain pill. I took most of those before I came in here.
Okay.
I could probably go relax and I feel like I'm ready to do the BM, but every time I go in there and sit down, it never happens. I feel like, oh, this is it. I feel it. It's coming. It's coming. I sit down, nothing. And of course, having all, I told you about all this swelling and
right,
all these cuts, they told you not to, like push too much. And I'm going, the only way I want to get this out if I push, damn it. What am I going to do?
I guess I'm curious why the surgery affected your ability to have that number 2 in the bathroom.
They say, because of course, and I didn't ask for them, and I haven't been taking them for a couple of days or maybe 3 days. But like first out of surgery, they gave me opioids. I don't need no damn opioids. Hell, I'll be like, I was really, even my wife said, boy, you were a little loony there that first, you were pretty loony. Well, who knows what I told her?
Oh, that would have been, we should have had her record you or something like that. We could have played it on the show.
At least she's still speaking to me, so.
Right. You didn't say anything totally insane.
Yeah. But yeah, and also that, I guess with research, the opioids, I can't even talk right being on them. The opioids, which I'm not on now because I'm just doing the regular pain pill. But also that helps stuff you up.
Really?
Yeah. That's not a good drug to be on if you want to do a BM. And I do want to do a BM. It's been
drink more coffee.
Today is Monday. Wednesday was the last time anything exited my body.
Wow.
big.
Wow.
Besides gas.
Well, okay. Yeah. We don't need all the gory details, but it is interesting to hear that it's been since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 5 days that no BM.
And I'm a regular guy.
And you are a regular guy.
I
am not
regular
super
guy,
regular,
Bill
but even
Stevens.
5 days would start to concern me for sure. So more coffee, drink more coffee.
Maybe I should just send my wife to get an enema, the old fashioned enema.
Wow. That sounds extreme and not fun, but I hear you. You could do that. Wow.
She just got back from the store too. I'm going to, hey dear, go back to the store. I need a enema.
Yeah. All right. Really?
don't-
Do we have to end it on this note? I don't think so.
We don't want this podcast to end on a shitty note.
That was the obvious joke, but it was a good one. Yeah, no, more water, more coffee. Just keep them fluids, keep hydrated, and it will help lubricate things. That's my.
All right.
Should we ask ChatGPT what to do?
My wife did though. She did get, because that works pretty good. Warm prune juice.
Well, I've heard of prune juice, of course, but I didn't know warm.
Yeah, you warm it up, it helps a little bit more.
Wow.
So maybe when I get off the podcast, I think I'll have a nice cocktail of warm prune juice.
There's also a tea, if you look, and they sell it at Publix and all the grocery stores, a medicinal tea that will help with that. The brand I'm thinking of is called Smooth Move.
Oh, okay. I like that. That
So
sounds like me
I
back-
know Publix has it. Publix has it.
That sounds like me when I was back in my 20s.
Yes, it does,
Mr.
doesn't it?
Smooth move.
Yeah, except this is completely different.
Oh, okay.
All right, Mr. Smooth. We're going to wrap it up here rather than let this show go totally down the toilet. So, see what I did there? So, yeah, didn't even laugh. It's okay. I love it.
I'm on drugs. Don't
You're on drugs. Okay, you're on drugs. I get
right
it.
now. Right now, I'm saying my back is killing me.
Right.
I want to go poo poo, and this sucks.
This-
That's
Life
what I'm
sucks.
saying right now.
All right.
I did the hour. Just tell me what I'm supposed to say, and let me go try to poop. That's all I want to do.
Folks, this is what you have to look forward to when you get to be our age. All right, everybody. That's going to do it. Have a great week. We love and appreciate you from being here. We really do, because just listening to two old men bitch about stuff can't be that fun. So I don't know. Maybe it is. But we love it. Thank you. Stop by. Give us that 5-star review wherever you are. Leave your diagnosis and have a great week. We'll talk to you again soon.
Hell with that. Send money, people. Hell with those 5-star reviews and subscribing on your preferred podcast platform. Send money, damn it.
Help BJ pay his copay for sure. We'll see you next week. Till then, just up to BJ Odom to try to say,
See ya.
Flip the dial, take a ride back in time when the airways were golden and the DJ shined. 2 mics, 2 guys, and a whole lot of laughs. Living like legends, bringing stories back. No script, no rules, just telling it all. From theme park tales to a pickleball